Governor Tim Walz spending less than 2 minutes last night discussing what Americans have consistently told us is one of their, if not the top issue right now, the economy.
That's right. He spent more time talking about a bunch of other issues, including housing, electability, climate change, and guns.
Michael Whatley is the Republican National Committee chair, joins us now with his reaction. Michael, I don't blame Walz. Wouldn't you have done the exact same thing if you had the unenviable task of, one, trying to defend Kamala's economic record over these past 4 years, but also your own record in far left Minnesota?
It's a tough place for him to be. JD Vance won that debate last night because he was able to talk about the economy. He was able to talk about the southern border and immigration, talk about where we are as a country in our standing in the world. You know what? This entire election comes down to a question. Are we going to be a strong country or a weak country coming out of this election? Under Donald Trump and JD Vance, we're going to be a strong country. We're going to have a strong southern border. We're going to have a strong economy. We're going to have a strong standing in the world. And I think JD Vance won that debate last night because he put all three of those issues on the table in a big way. I think the other big winner last night, Donald Trump. You know, there was absolutely nothing in this debate that changes the trajectory of him going on and winning this election cycle. Kamala Harris needed a knockout, and she did not get it.
Well, first of all, it's great to have you in studio. This is what happens when the debates are in New York City. We get guests in studio, and it's great for us. What was Donald Trump's initial reaction to JD Vance's debate performance? Also, fact-checking the moderators in real time was a key moment that a lot of people are talking about.
Yeah, the president was very happy. You know, when I was texting with him last night about how great JD did and what a great night it was all around, he was very upbeat, very happy. You know, and that's really where we are as a campaign. You know, you look at where we are in the battleground states, you look at where we are on the issue polls. Last night was a big win. And it's not just that the Democrats have a messenger problem. They have a message problem. Where they are on these issues, on the economy, on the border, and frankly, where we are in terms of our standing in the world, they're wrong on every one of those issues. And those are the issues that voters consistently say that they care about most.
One masterful stroke from JD Vance last night was on the issue of democracy, flipping it around, saying censorship really is the threat to democracy. Let's listen.
I believe that we actually do have a threat to democracy in this country, but unfortunately, it's not the threat to democracy that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz want to talk about. It is the threat of censorship. It's big technology companies silencing their fellow citizens, and it's Kamala Harris saying that rather than debate and persuade her fellow Americans, she'd like to censor people who engage in misinformation. I think that is a much bigger threat to democracy than anything that we've seen in this country in the last 4 years, in the last 40 years.
Perfect answer, but literally as the debate is happening, the Trump campaign claims their ads were barred from YouTube during the entire debate. They write the following: debate is over. No Trump fundraising ads on YouTube have been live the entire debate. Why were they taken down? Why was this 1 hour before the VP debate? Losing out on easily 6 figures for Team Trump. Donald Trump needs answers. What answer were you given, Michael, as to why this happened?
No answer yet. So we're going to wait and see what happens. This is just yet another example of big tech censorship. You know, when you talk about the threat to democracy, let's talk about trying to take Donald Trump off the ballot. Let's talk about taking him off the campaign trail by weaponizing the Department of Justice to go after him and his allies. Let's talk about pushing Joe Biden off the stage after he has gotten 13 million votes and won the primary, and replacing him with Kamala Harris, who never got a single vote in a primary, right? The threat to democracy always comes from the left. The rhetoric comes from the left. It's absolutely remarkable what Donald Trump does every single day is go out and talk directly to the American voters to try and get their votes. The threat to democracy always comes from the left.
Oh, my gosh. I have 2 questions I've been dying to ask you, and we have 40 seconds left. OK, I'm going to ask them anyway. Do you think that we're going to get the election results on the night of the election? One, and is there anything that the national media is missing when it comes to this election that you're seeing on the ground?
We're going to know. We're going to know that Donald Trump won this election because he's going to have commanding leads in all of these battleground states. You know, I think we feel really good about where we are right now. The media is going to do everything they can to try and hide Kamala Harris. The fact is, she has been the vice president. This is her administration. She's the one that cast the tie-breaking votes on the budget that sent inflation through the roof. And she is the border czar who has let 15 million illegal immigrants come across the line.
Got it in. Michael Whatley, thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.